Hello, I'm Brian Fox. Welcome to I Hate Rock Music, and I'm going to do a couple of blues records. I haven't really done too many reviews of any blues records per se. Certainly a lot of blues influenced rock, but there's some great obscure blues bands from the late 60s, early 70s, and definitely worth talking about, and definitely in my wheelhouse. That is my era, and there's some couple of real humdingers that are pretty obscure. So this video is going to be about a band called Whiskey Howl. Came out of Toronto and were around from 1969 to 1972, and put out one album on Warner Brothers. And so the band was John Whitmer on lead vocals, who's an excellent vocalist, by the way. Michael Pickett on harp and vocals, Dave Morrison on guitar and vocals, Richard Fruchtman on bass and vocals, Wayne Wilson on drums, and then they have a horn section, and then Chuck Leavell from the Allman Brothers plays keyboard on the album, and incidentally was also produced by Johnny Sandlin, who did a lot of work for the Allman Brothers. So really great production job. Obviously, a very high-profile band, and I can see the connection between the Allman Brothers and Johnny Sandlin in this band, Whiskey Howl. Um, and they had a pretty high profile. They opened shows for Led Zeppelin and Johnny Winter. They played the 1969 Toronto Festival with John Lennon and Doors, that infamous show. And so theoretically, there's a live recording of them out there from that show, since the other bands were recorded. They played the Toronto festival in 1970 as well, playing with the Small Faces, Amboy Dukes, MC5, and Canned Heat. So they played some top-notch shows, and they definitely have their own. This record is really, really solid. So pro. The band is just super tight. You can tell they're very well rehearsed. They're all excellent musicians. A fairly bigger lineup, and it starts right off the bat with a really cool horn section that reminds me of a big band arrangement. So it has a wide array of what would be considered blues. There's definitely some more traditional blues on it, but there's also some gospel and soul and big band and that sort of thing mixed in with it. So they have a really broad palette, and I really like it. Um, there's a acapella version, vocal version of the Rock Island Line that's just wonderful and really fits in well with this record. But as far as 60s, 70s blues band, white blues bands, you really couldn't do much better than this band. Like I say, just top-notch musicianship. The material's really cool, and just a really wide variety of what would be classified as blues. And so there's a number of pretty cool Canadian blues bands. I'm going to do another video on King Biscuit Boy, which is another Canadian blues band that just really knocks your socks off. And so Whiskey Howl, as always, the link is below. Um, there's also a live 1981 live reunion album, live at the El Macambo, that's pretty strong. But what a great band, top notch. I'm surprised that I didn't hear about this record probably till about 10 years ago. I had no idea it was out there, so I was pretty surprised. And I'm also kind of surprised that they were around from 69 and 1972 and only managed to get this one record out. But it's pretty definitive, so definitely worth checking out. So if there's people out there that watch my channel that definitely are digging the blues bands and a straightforward blues band instead of just a blues infused rock band, then Whiskey Howl's going to be a real humdinger. So check them out, Whiskey Howl. I'm Brian Fox. Thanks for watching I Hate Rock Music.